do you think that the majority of modern women these days are very attracted to toxic men?
Yes.
And I'll start. Yeah, go around. Go on.
Yeah, I mean, I used to think no, and I used to think that was crazy when men said that. Until I've done the show for months and months and months, and every girl seems to have dated a toxic guy. So that to me says if that's who we're picking, there's something we're attracted to about it.
And not only that, but what I've noticed from doing the show as well and doing outside interviews is just like whenever I ask the question like, okay, have you dated a bad boy or a toxic guy, etc., and then I ask how long, it's not because the question of them, have you done it, is always yes. And then the next question is, how long was you with that guy? Oh, 8 years, 5 years. Like it's always some mad long duration of time. And it's just like, bro, there's something there that you must like. And this is a constant pattern that I've noticed. So what do you lot think about that?
I think that a lot of toxic men, they love bomb, I guess you could say, or they make the good times so good that women hold on to that. And they're like, oh, well, he may have done this or whatever, but he used to be like this or he's like this sometimes, and they hold on to that, and that's why they stay for so long. Because I think that and that's also abusive in some senses. Like you make the good times so good that when it's bad, that it gets overlooked.
Yeah, it's like a drug, The first hit is the sweetest, and then you're forever chasing that high. Yeah. And as you're chasing that high, it's killing you. So you either have to go cold turkey and break it off, or you're just going to die in that addiction. Question?
What kind of good times are you talking about? Because at the end of the day, no, real talk. Because this is King Rich's right now. What kind of good times are you talking about? Are you talking about like sexy time, good times, or
everything?
What? Because at the end of the day, you could be with a nice guy, a untoxic guy, and have good times. He could want to provide loads of good times, but you're not really trying to mess with him like that. The difference between the good guy and the bad guy is the bad guy is toxic and a bad guy. So really and truly, it's not really, there's something there that a lot of women find attractive. And I think that what you've said about the emotional, being erratic or blah, 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 I actually think that a lot of women find that attractive. Do you get what I'm saying? What do you lot think about that?
I don't know. Can I just say something? I think that when you're a toxic person, when you know that there's something bad about you, the first thing you're going to do with new people is hide it because you want to impress somebody. Of course, then if you're trying to hide such bad stuff, you're going to act extra nice. So the love bombing is real. You feel like a princess. Everything is amazing. Oh my God, he's so into me. All the most amazing things in the world.
So you're saying that you lot get finessed? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what it is. That's why I said earlier, I feel
Have you been finessed?
I was finessed 5 years, blood.
For 5 years? Oh, so that basically confirms what I said about being with the toxic guy for an extended amount of time. So you are exhibit A.
I'm exhibit A. And
Okay. You cannot say finessed 5 years.
I'm
sorry. You could say the first 3 months I was finessed. I'm sorry. 5 years? Stop it.
I feel like the thing about a toxic relationship is you don't really realize how toxic it is until either A, someone else points it out to you, or B, you leave the relationship and then you're like, oh shit, that was really bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like you just go with the
you don't know how bad it is until after.
I feel like
it becomes normal.
I feel like
I mean, it's probably not like the best thing for you, but you don't realize how bad it is until
you feel like you can handle it. Maybe
exactly.
It's like, oh, he'll change. It's okay. We'll work on it.
Exactly.
Like quicksand.
No. The reason why you're feeling like, oh, he'll change, and you give all these allowances and that is because he's probably good looking. That's what it is.
Not every toxic guy is good looking,
I know. I think it's more okay. Like, think about it. Women watch the Kardashians. Men watch sports. I mean, women watch drama. I think and this isn't a good fact about women, but I just think on some level we're addicted to drama.
There's a lack of sensitivity.
Yeah, and the
it.
highs and the lows, that's there's some psychology behind it. You become addicted to the highs and the lows.
Like the romantics, there's everything goes wrong, and then all of a sudden they make up again, and it's beautiful and happy forever after.
Because it's just like soap operas that will typically women watch soap operas, and what happens is drama, it's ups and downs, chaotic. The guy might just be abusive or cheat or do something. You never know what's going to happen next, and I think that a lot of women may find that exciting. So if on the other hand, if you're with a guy who is just consistent, he's the same old monotonous, it's going to become boring. And if he's not, and also if he's not a Chad or Tyrone, as in good looking, bro, he's done. Your eyes are gonna be wondering, oh, my life is boring, I could do better. Then your friends are gonna be like, oh yeah, I went out and I was with this guy and that guy and blah blah blah. And then you're gonna feel like, I wanna live life. Like, what do you think?
I think that like nowadays a lot of people get stability mixed up with boring because like love shouldn't be, or like relationships shouldn't be this crazy up and down roller coaster ride all the time. Like, you know, it should be consistent, it should be grounded. But I think nowadays women are so used to toxic that that's kind of like the standard, I guess you could say. Yeah, that's what you're used to.
Yeah, but isn't that what you picked though?
But that's what's actually quite out there a lot of the time.
That's true.
But even with that being said, there's more women than there are men. So even if you say that's what's out there, really and truly, you could find a guy who's not. Because the fact of the matter is, most guys out there are not getting boxed. Most guys out there are not having dates. Most guys are invisible. Most guys out there are invisible to you women. I'm being real with you, and you lot know that's true. That's why you're smiling.
No,
that's the truth.
Women only swipe right roughly 5% of the time on dating apps. 5%.
Boys should be more selective as well.
Women are very selective. Typically, women think they're hotter than they are. They find 80% of men as unattractive, and this is like, you don't notice the guy at KFC. I mean, you don't notice the guy at McDonald's. You don't notice the guy behind, at Tesco.
There you go. Think about all the guys, just like today. Each one of you, yeah, when you've been outside, yeah, think about today, the guys that you registered, yeah, and then think about all the guys you didn't register. You didn't even look at them. They didn't exist to you. That's hundreds every single day. Do you know what I mean?
No, Diddums, Cry Me a River. Like, what do you mean?
No. But what I'm trying to say to you is, you can say that, ha, but I can say, when you date toxic men and you have toxic outcomes, well, Diddums, sucks to be you.
I had one that I needed to learn from.
No. But I'm trying to make you understand the logic behind it. I'm not trying to say that you need to change what you're doing. You could do whatever you want to do. Do you get what I'm saying? But if you have bad outcomes, it's on you.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying?
I can agree with that. I can agree.
But
to be fair, how many men, like you say, we happen to miss, all the men that we meet in a day, but how many of them are actually like putting themselves out there? Like,
yeah, but
I may have met 100 people today. I didn't notice one make any sort of effort to like make me notice them.
Yeah, but the thing,
you know what I mean?
What in effort in what sense? Okay, like a lot of guys are on dating apps, and then they, as Pearl said, women swipe right 5% of the time. That means there's a lot of guys that have put themselves out there. Boom. They didn't get no love. Hinge, Tinder,
I can't address the dating apps.
Or even worse. Think about this, yeah. Every time you lot go out, and listen, I'm not saying that you should take the advances of every man. It's not feasible. It doesn't make sense, yeah. But what I'm saying is, when you're out there, you go to a club or you go to a party or you go anywhere, yeah, gathering, whatever, yeah. And think about how many times you've rejected guys based on superficial things. Keep it real, bruh. You rejected a guy because he was too short, he was not attractive enough, he didn't have the right vibe or whatever. Maybe he might have been a bit like not as confident as King Rich is, and you lot hit the like button. Remember to hit the like button, because obviously it's the realest guy out here, bro. But yeah, he may not have had that sauce or whatever.
Why is he even approaching? Like, it depends on how he's approaching a lot of the time.